Hi everyone and welcome to our informational webinar, Teaching in the USA with Educational Partners International. We are Educational Partners International, but we often call ourselves EPI for short, so I will be calling us that throughout today's presentation. My name is Jessica and I work as a content coordinator for EPI. I am from the mountains of North Carolina, and before working with EPI, I taught English at the community college level, and I'm really excited to be working for a company that combines my passion for education with my passion for cultural exchange. Today I'll be talking about what EPI does and how you can apply. We also want you to take this opportunity to ask any questions that you have regarding EPI and our process. You can ask us questions in the comment box and we will answer them throughout today's presentation. Please keep in mind that we won't be able to answer questions about your specific application for privacy reasons. All of those questions should be emailed to team@teachwithepi.com. Today's webinar is a general introduction to EPI. By the end of this presentation, we hope you'll understand our mission and know the benefits of joining EPI both in program and after you leave the United States. So the first question that most people have is, what is EPI? And you can answer this in a lot of ways, but first and foremost, EPI is a cultural exchange program that brings international teachers into the U.S. to teach. Officially, EPI is designated as a sponsor for an exchange visitor program. We have become a world leader in cultural exchange, helping hundreds of teachers from around the world to come to the U.S. to teach. Teachers in our program are currently in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and Florida. While we work with schools across the southern United States, our home office is in North Carolina, which is about where the marker is on the map on your screen. We would love to know where all of you are from too, so please take the time to tell us in the comments. And wherever you are joining us from, thank you so much for watching today. So in order to understand the importance of U.S. cultural exchange, you may need to know more about its history. Much of the cultural exchange movement in the U.S. was started by Senator J. William Fulbright. He was passionate about strengthening U.S. international relations and saw cultural exchange as a good way to accomplish this. You're probably familiar with his name because he created the Fulbright Program, which is a famous international education scholarship. After creating the Fulbright Program, he developed and passed the Fulbright-Hays Act of 1961. The purpose of this act was to increase mutual understanding between the people of the United States and the people of other countries. The Fulbright-Hays Act led to the creation of cultural exchange programs like EPI across the USA. So Educational Partners International is an exchange visitor program authorized to sponsor teachers for K-12 placement in public, private, and charter schools in North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and Florida. We place teachers in all subjects taught in K-12 schools, so that means not only foreign languages and English as a second language, but also math, science, art, special education, elementary education, and many more. EPI offers cultural exchange opportunities specifically for teachers of other countries to come to the United States. Cultural exchange means that our teachers come to the U.S. to share their culture and then return to their home country so that they can share what they have learned about the United States. You will be able to do that through 2 cultural exchange projects that you will complete every year that you are an EPI teacher. The EPI program lasts for 3 years. After you have finished the program, you will return to your home country for 2 years. And those 2 years where you go back home are really important because that is where you are going to complete our cultural exchange mission. Of course, we want to help you come to the U.S. to share your culture, but we are also interested in you returning home and sharing your experience in the United States with other people in your home country. That is because EPI believes sharing knowledge across cultures and venues improves understanding among teachers, students, administrators, and the members of the communities in which we live. This is the whole reason why we do our program. Your ability to bring your culture to the United States and then take U.S. culture back home with you is really what true cultural exchange is about, exchanging knowledge and information between cultures so that we can understand each other better as a global community. So, what does this kind of cultural exchange look like? Being an EPI teacher means that you will live and teach in the United States fully immersed in U.S. culture while sharing your culture with your students here. Today, we have a couple of examples of the projects our teachers have created in order to share their culture with their U.S. communities. Jamar is an EPI teacher from the Philippines, and this is an activity he did with his art class. He taught them about the Mascara Festival and its history. He then had his students make their own traditional festival masks. For her school's cultural night, Carmen from Peru created a display of famous Peruvian archaeology sites such as Machu Picchu, along with instruments, crafts, and food from her home country. We also have a video of Li Wei from China talking about one of her cultural exchange activities. So here is her experience with cultural exchange in the United States.
My name is Li Wei. I come from China and I teach in second, third grade Chinese immersion. My hometown is in Qingdao. It is a seaside city. It's famous for the ocean, it's famous mountain, and also famous in seafood. My favorite part in teaching is I can have a communication with the students because the Chinese student and American student, they are different, but I also learn from them. And when I share my culture to them, they show a big interest. They encourage me to go further. In China, for teacher, we will contact Chinese parents daily. We have daily report, but Chinese parents are more about like their scores, and in here, I think parents more care about behaviors. And I think it's more challenging for me because it's not only for class management, also you need really to care the individual students. So every day is busy, but I enjoy it because I learn a lot. Something I can't learn in China. In my class, I have two parts in the teaching. One part is for the daily conversation, how to them speak Chinese, how to communicate with others, Chinese words, Chinese sentence, Chinese grammar. And another part, I teach the Chinese culture. So, for example, this week is Chinese Lantern Festival. So I will show the students by videos and introduce the Chinese traditional games to the students to let them immerse the Chinese culture completely. For example, they make the paper lantern, make Chinese writing, also Chinese drawing. And after that, all my Chinese immersion students, they prepare the Chinese performance. As a Chinese teacher, I'm one of channel to exchange the culture, let more students experience different culture. And I hope through my teaching they can get a new language. One day they go to society and they can get to use this language to have a good career and good future. Because I stay here, I can teach a Chinese student how to use the proper way to talk with the American people. And also I will enrich my classroom and also will share my teaching strategy and the teaching experience to my Chinese school. So it's good.
So, as you can see, we provide many opportunities for you to share your culture with your school here in the United States, and there are many different ways that you can do this. You will have the chance to find out what you are truly passionate about and share that with your students. So, now that you have more of a background on who we are and what we do, it's time to talk about what benefits you get from participating in our program. So, the most obvious benefit is that you will get to encounter new cultural experiences, experience life in the US, and share your culture with people who would not normally experience it. Your students here may not know very much at all about life in your home country, and you will get to share things with them that they would have never known otherwise. By doing this, you also have an opportunity to make a positive impact for students all over the world. Also, one of the most important things that we offer you is personal and professional support during your time here in the United States. We think teacher support is a major part of the whole process and one of the most important things that we do. We are invested in your success, so we are available as a resource for you even after you arrive in the United States. So let's talk more in depth about the type of support that we offer our teachers. As soon as you are placed in a school, one of our dedicated and trained support team members will contact you to help guide you in the process of moving to the U.S. The relationship between you and the support team is an important one and will continue throughout your time as an EPI teacher. They will be able to provide you with professional development resources as well as one on one instructional and cultural coaching. At EPI, we understand that American students need the international perspective that teachers like you bring, and we are dedicated in doing all we can to help you deliver it. So, EPI is a program that not only provides benefits while you are here, but also when you return to your home country. The experiences and professional development what you will have while in the United States is something that you will carry with you your whole life. Once you are done with our program, you will be able to go home with a new perspective that will enrich your personal and professional life. Also, participating in our program means that you are now a world educator. You are a teacher who has taught students from multiple countries all over the world. Experiences like these are truly life changing, and you will not be the same kind of teacher that you were before you came here, which we consider to be one of the major benefits of participating in our program. Before we finish talking about the benefits that EPI has to offer, here is what some of our teachers have to say about their time in the US. Alderine from Jamaica says, I recommend EPI to all educators seeking a new and fulfilling experience. Mauricio from Colombia says, this is an academic, professional, and personal adventure that international teachers can't miss. We also have another video of Gregory from South Africa sharing his story. So this is what Gregory says about his experience with EPI.
I grew up in South Africa, a place called East London, and just the coastline's really beautiful there. It's a lovely part of the world to grow up. I was coming to the end of my time in Abu Dhabi and I was looking at what my next move would be. The first thing that I researched teaching in the States, EPI came up, and the application, I thought, oh, this looks interesting. To be honest, I haven't regretted it yet, so it's been a good move. One of the things I've always appreciated being a teacher is having good relationships with students, but I didn't realize how important those relationships were in terms of, helping you to maintain sort of discipline or behavior management, things like that. And I think though that coming to the States, it's made it really even more prevalent in my thinking that in terms of just establishing those connections with students, getting the most out of them, helping them to get to their potential, because if you know what they're into and what they want, you can motivate them. I think certainly establishing those relationships with students is very important, as well as establishing those relationships with your staff as well. And it kind of makes the workplace a much more fun place to be if you've got good relationships with your teachers and your colleagues and your principals. I've really grown to appreciate that. Every workplace has its own challenges and its own dynamics, but you don't have to solve everything on the first day or the first week, and really you've got time here, you've got the people in your organisation that can help you and guide you to sort of gradually improve yourself. I think cultural exchange is just being open to meeting people in your day-to-day lives and being able to share experiences, being able to learn from the people that are around you. I think it's just being open to that opportunity and just being proud of where you're coming from and being willing to learn of other people's cultures and being a good listener. We've got to be aware of the bigger picture and we've got to take action in terms of that. If you're in a position to get into this program, I would definitely say you should go for it because there's so much you can learn. You're going to get a lot of good experience from your school. You're going to get that life experience of moving and living in another country. And that can then open actually other doors for you in terms of maybe if you want to go and teach in another country at another point in time. And it's not so much about the beautiful places that you get to see when you're here, but again, it's about making those friendships that you wouldn't really be able to have and sharing experiences with other people that are on the same program, but also it definitely develops character and you grow as a teacher and you grow as an individual. Life is what you make it, right? So grab it with both hands.
To hear more from our teachers, visit our Facebook page. We have posted several videos of our teachers talking about their cultural exchange experiences. We also post teacher stories on our website, teachwithepi.com. Okay, now we will be taking the time to address questions. If you have not submitted yours yet, please ask them now. We will be answering all of your questions in the comments section today. So here are some of the most common questions we get at EPI. Lots of applicants want to know how long the EPI program is, and we are a 3-year program. People also ask, is there an application fee? So the answer is no, there is no application or placement fee. There are other costs associated with your application, such as the cost of obtaining your diploma or transcripts, but EPI will never charge you an application or a placement fee. Another question we often get is there an age limit? So no, there is no age limit to participate in the EPI program. As long as you meet our basic requirements, you can join EPI regardless of your age. Some of those requirements are that you are currently teaching with at least 2 years full-time teaching experience, you have the equivalent of a U.S. bachelor's degree, and you have advanced English skills. We also have some other questions that have been on our applicants' mind more recently. One of those is EPI accepting applications and placing teachers for the upcoming school year? So yes, EPI is continuing to place teachers for the 2020-2021 school year. We are continuing to monitor this situation with COVID-19 and partner with the Department of State for the safety of our exchange teachers. But at this time, EPI expects to place teachers as normal for the upcoming school year. Another question that applicants have is, can I put my application on hold? So yes, you are always welcome to put your application on hold if you do not think it's a good time to continue your application. You can then choose to resume at a time that is better for you and your personal situation. Finally, our applicants have been wondering, how does EPI support teachers during times of uncertainty or emergencies? So EPI always prioritizes the safety of our program members and provides support for any situations that may arise while you're in the United States. For example, since the outbreak of COVID-19, we have been monitoring the situation closely, and we've provided detailed guidance and have operated at a normal capacity to be available for all of our teachers. So now that you know more about us, the question is EPI right for you? Here we have listed some of the basic requirements for our program. EPI teachers must have a bachelor's degree, have at least 2 years full-time teaching experience, be currently teaching, and have advanced English skills. So if that sounds like it applies to you, go to teachwithepi.com and start your application. As you can see in the clip, the first step is to go to our website, teachwithepi.com. Once you are there, you will scroll down until you see the orange button that says Apply to Teach in the USA. After you answer the eligibility question and click the Submit button, you will be able to make an account with your email address and start your application. If you have already started the application process, be sure that you are checking your email regularly for updates on your status. In closing, I would like to share this quote from J. William Fulbright that I feel illustrates the importance of a cultural exchange education. We must try to expand the boundaries of human wisdom, empathy, and perception, and there is no way of doing that except through education. Much like Fulbright talks about here, at EPI, we hope to expand the understanding of U.S. students by giving them the opportunity to learn from teachers like you. So that's all for today, everyone. If you are interested in viewing our previous videos or signing up for our upcoming webinars, go to teachwithepi.com/webinars and sign up for our mailing list. Also, be sure to follow us on Facebook to learn more about our upcoming events as well as to hear more from our current teachers. If you have any more questions, be sure to email us at team@teachwithepi.com. On behalf of everyone at EPI, thanks for joining us and have a great day.